artists, welcome to week 4 of our art lessons online. So this week is all about the element of art, line, and so we put a lot of resources on there to review the types of line and what line is. And so this week we're going to be using line in our Zentangle project. So Zentangles is kind of a method of doodling, if you will, using line, using curves, using simple shapes and dots to create a very intricate type of design. And for me, I love Zentangling just because it's super relaxing. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just get out my sketchbook and just start Zentangling if I'm watching a movie or just need a little bit of time to relax. So I'm excited to share this with you. Some of you have done it in the art room with me already, so you kind of have a leg up here. But I wanted to show you guys this page of my sketchbook that is filled with some different types of Zentangles that I have done already. Now you notice here that it is all in black and white. And so I'm probably gonna have some questions. Do we have to do it all in black and white, or can we add some color into it? And I say go for it. And I'm actually gonna show you another page where I did use some color. But as you can see, Zentangling is all about different types of patterns. And if you look pretty closely here, you can see lots of different lines going on. Different types of filling in and curves, and yeah, just a lot of unique pattern work going on. So you have kind of creative control here, and there's a lot of different ways that you can go about this. All you really need is a piece of paper, and when I'm Zentangling, I like to use 2 different types of black marker or pen. So I like to have, that way I can add some dimension to my work, making some lines thin and other lines really bold. So I have this, I didn't have a thin Sharpie at home, so I just grabbed this. It's a Pentel gel ink fine tipped pen that is black. And then I do have a regular fine point Sharpie to make those bolder lines. But you do not have to have that at home. You can Zentangle with a pencil. You can Zentangle if you only have one of these. If you have a different colored marker or whatever you want to use, you know, the same way we go about it, whatever we're using. So just grab whatever you have and a piece of paper, and that is all you need. So what I did on this piece of my sketchbook page was I took I believe it was a lid, and I traced this circle 6 times, and that way I could fill in doing different patterns in each circle. That's one way you could do it. It doesn't have to be a circle. I could even take a different shape, trace it, and do it that way. But it doesn't just have to be that. This one that I'm gonna start, oh, not that, here it is I'm going to Zentangle. I tried to trace my hand, a little bit bumpy, but I wanted to try Zentangling in the shape of my hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my fine point here, I guess you would call it, and first to Zentangle, I'm going to lay down some lines to separate this shape into different sections. So let's see here. I think what I'll do, I could do any type of line that I want, but I think for this, I'm just going to use some wavy lines. And as you can see, as I do that, my shape, my hand shape here is getting separated so I can fill it with Zentangles. Okay, so let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces now ready to be filled with tangles is what we call them, which are basically the patterns. So then I'm going to take my pen, whatever one I want. I could use both in one section or just one. And I'm gonna fill it with a tangle. This might be a pattern that I come up with on my own, or I have put down some different idea sheets, and that might give you some ideas of some Zentangles that you want to fill in with. And the idea here, you guys, is to just have fun, be creative, and really just try to relax as you do it. I think this is a really good time to Zentangle. You know, we've got a lot going on at home, and you know, we all could use some time to relax, and this is one of my favorite ways to do it. So there's just something about being able to focus in on a tiny section of a piece of art. You know, it's not too overwhelming by looking at a big sheet of paper. This kind of breaks it down into a really manageable, easy, small area to focus in on. So that's why I really like it. So what you see here, I've used a zigzag line in this one, and then some vertical lines to fill in, and the possibilities are endless when you Zentangle. But the idea here is small, intricate patterns. So I'm definitely not rushing. I'm really getting close, focusing in on, kind of zooming in on that one little section. And then when you get all your sections done, a lot of people might think Zentangling, goes really fast, but it's actually something that takes time, because you are really focusing in on one little section and then moving on to the next. And then when it's all done and you're kind of stepping back and looking at it all together, kind of takes your breath away to see them all together and filled in. So I've seen lots of different ideas of what you can fill with Zentangles. Some people like to just do simple shapes, like on that other page I did the circles and just filled it with one Zentangle. Some people like to take something bigger and divide it, like I did this. Some people, I've seen people, actually last year, I believe it was the second graders, they Zentangled a fish. So the third graders now will remember that, where we traced a fish shape and divided it and filled it with Zentangles. So those are pretty fun. So really, possibilities, like I said, are endless. So as you can see here, you guys, I'm really just taking my time on this one section. All this time I've been on that one little section, and I probably move on and keep it going in these two fingers over here. And then I would choose a different pattern for the different other sections. So wanted to show you guys, we talked about adding color. Oh, I was gonna sneeze. Oh my goodness, okay. So my other sketchbook, I wanted to show you just another Zentangle that I've done. Let's see here, I had my bookmark in it. Here we go. Okay, so this is another, oh, not that. This is another Zentangle that I did, and I really wanted to add some colors. So I took my watercolors and did these crisscrossing rainbows across the page, just kind of experimenting, and that left these open spaces that I filled with Zentangles. So it's kind of fun too to add color if you want, because it just kind of contrasts the black and white really nicely. So that one was super fun. And on this one, you guys can probably tell that, you know, I used some of the bolder, different type of Sharpie to fill in different sections here. That's also a nice contrast when you use on some of the patterns, the different types of lines, and whether it is bold or a little thinner of a line. That's really fun to do too. So you guys, can't wait to see your Zentangle creations and really have fun with it. Just kind of relax with it. And I will be working on finishing this one throughout the week, and I'm excited to see yours. Okay, you guys, have some fun.